Now, since we mentioned about the header files, we can try to look at the header files here briefly, and we say header files determine C functions that can be used in a C program. And header files group C functions of one category together. Now, in C, before you use a function, that function belongs to a particular group. C has hundreds or thousands of functions, but these functions, which we use them as a tool to perform several actions that we wish the computer to do for us, are grouped according to their category. And that category, a file is created and it is included in the program as a preprocessor directive. So, examples of header files include, we have standard stdio.h, which stands for standard input output.h. H stands for header. H stands for header. Here std stands for standards, then input output.h. What does that mean? It means it is a kind of a header file that if included, it will provide functions, it will enable functions which deals with the input and the output. Those standard files which deals, or standard functions which deal with the input and output. Input and output. That's why it's called standard input output.h. Now, there are functions which belong to this file, functions which are normally or are commonly used and belong to this standard input out.h. We have printf, scanf, put C. Put means C, to write something, or get C. So these are input, like printf is an input file, printf is an output file, scanf is an input, put is output, get C is an input. But we shall learn about them. Right now we are not using, but we are simply mentioning. But we shall see later where do we need the printf function to do what, or scanf to do what. We shall learn. But meanwhile, we are simply listing. But the other, we have conio.h or console input output.h. Now, what are files belong to this header file? We have clear screen. This one stands for clear the screen, but it is written in short. It is a function which can be used to clear the screen before you display anything. Get character. This one can be used to hold the screen for you to view the display. Text color, and get CHE. This one somehow resembles this one, but they are different. Now, we shall still give an example of another header file, math.h, that if you want any function relating to mathematics, there is a special header file that needs to be included to enable you use some of these mathematical functions, one of which is power, sqrt, which stands for square root, xp, which stands for exponent, fabs. Now, All these are mathematical functions, but they are not only these ones. There are several others. Here I'm simply giving you a few. But later on, we shall practice as we advance in learning. If you are in the C series of learning tutorials, you will learn several of these functions, and especially when you are using our video tutorials accompanied with the manual book. Our manual book is very detailed indeed. But look at the colored header file, this line here. I want to tell you that most of the compilers don't recognize this, and in fact it is not part of standard C. Standard C. That is what they call ANSI C, which I will show you ahead of this very tutorial. But the idea is Conio.h is not applied in some compilers. So you may find that if you try to use them, you try to use the Conio.h in some of the compilers, you will sense error message because it does not it is not recognized.